Gotta make you guys feel at home. Have to play that noise so the wife knows that you're about to watch a video you shouldn't watch. Everybody let me know that you can hear me and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. Gusty Oinker's in here. Let's see. Someway. TPG. Mac Bergson. Gusty Oinker's wanting to see a video on the new MP3X. Ray's Apartment Maintenance messaged or made a comment on the MPMX, said he's got it coming, so he'll probably make a video on that. TPG said it's a nice look. There's Terry Burton, Abraham Perez. What's up, Ron Novak? Mine hates knowing that sound means money spent. Yeah, I had to do that as a warning so that way get some of y'all in trouble. What's up, Brian Davis? What's up, Wacky Whalen? So I got a few questions. One of them was about, I was going to do this first just so I can knock it out. So this morning I made a short. So I got up at like 3 o'clock. I usually wake up sometime between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, like every morning. I just wake up. And then I start looking at Home Depot because at 3 o'clock a.m. is exactly when the Home Depot 24-hour deal of the day resets, the Lowe's and all that kind of stuff in my time zone. So I got up this morning and the Lowe's said on the deal of the day it had down there, if you buy a can of spray, you get a spray gun free, but it had the spray gun is what you would click on. So I clicked on that and there wasn't any way to work around it with that. So I went and found the spray gun cleaning stuff, put it in my cart, and it had that free gift thing on there. So just to show y'all what it looked like, which if you saw my post, you saw it. Let me go back to find it. Because a lot of people are like, you had it wrong, and it was the other way, so I don't want people to think. So you can see whenever I clicked on the spray can, it says free gift right there in that green stuff. Let me get to wherever the camera is. And then whenever I added the foam dispenser, it changed that foam gun, for free. That's what I ended up getting it for. So that was at 3 o'clock in the morning. I only ordered one because I was thinking I saw on there that you could only order one per person or whatever. And so then at 6 o'clock, I knew my buddy was going to want one. So I thought I'll get on there and see if it'll let me. Because at 6 o'clock, I actually got the text from Lowe's saying your order's ready for pickup. So I thought, well, I'm going to get on there and see if they'll let me order another one because I know my buddy's going to want one. So I ordered a second one. I ended up getting two of them. So, here's the spray gun. There's the cleaning stuff. There's the box. So just to prove that I got it for the gun. So here's sold to me. I marked out all my card numbers and all that stuff. 1/16/2025. Right there, it's got the foam cleaner 12 ounce for $10.43. And then the foam dispensing gun, $0. And my total, $11.06. So $11.06. And my other one I actually got for $6 and something because I had a $5 Lowe's gift card. I know most of y'all know that if I said it, it's what it is, but there's probably some people that watch them shorts that think I was trying to make them click on something or something and it not be right. They changed it. Like I made this short and uploaded it, and as soon as probably within 20 minutes of me making it visible, they changed it. So that's one of the things. The other thing I was going to mention is I had been looking at True Work shirts and stuff like that for a long time. And I just hadn't been able to make myself spend the money for like the cloud shirts. Let me find my little picture of this. So this I got on Amazon because I thought it kind of looked like it. But then this thing is also lined on the inside. And I'm just sharing this with you because I think they're amazing. So the outside of this is kind of like I want to say like a North Face type jacket. Like it's water repellent, all that kind of stuff. It's got kind of a, you can maybe hear that if I act like I have to get to that microphone. This microphone right here, you can probably hear that. It's kind of, so it breaks the wind and all that kind of stuff. But the thing that I like about this more than anything is the buttons are like a snap button. So it's like a jacket. They actually call it a Shacket or something like that on Amazon. And it's got a little bit of a lining in here. It's not super warm. It's kind of like probably as warm as a thin hooded jacket. But as far as for an underlayer, because see, I work inside of houses all the time and they've got their heat and stuff on, but it's cold outside to get there. So now I can just have a shirt on under this, and it's just a whole lot easier to just, you know, Superman this thing and have my t-shirt on and then put it back on than to pull a hoodie over my head and all that kind of stuff like that. So these things are only like a true work shirt. I was looking at the cloud shirts and they are what, like 80 bucks or something like that. And I was kind of looking for something this material. So these are only $24.49. They're like Spider or something like that. I think they're made for like skiers and stuff. But I mean, I've worn this thing for the last 2 or 3 days over my shirts, and it's been fantastic. I love it. I actually just ordered another one in gray. This one was an extra large, so I got a large just to see how it's going to fit, because it wouldn't hurt my feelings if it's a little tighter. And Miss Maintenance has me on a diet, so I'm going to be losing some more weight anyway. So, but a Shacket is what they call it. I just saw Mike Bergson say something. They've got online versions too for like 20 bucks. I put links to this in the description in case it's hard for you to find. But if you search Spider Shacket, I think it comes up. But they've even got some that don't have the lining that are probably more like the True Work shirt than what even this is, because this is more like a thicker material. And they were only $19.99. I really like it too, but it's not near as warm as this one is. So I was going to say that I'm probably not going to make a video for them because they're shirts, but I was going to mention it during a live video. I really like this one. I've been wearing it all week. Like I said, it's not like crazy warm. It ain't going to keep you warm by itself in the temperatures we've been having. I still wear another jacket, but it's just nice that it's so easy to take off because all the buttons just snap. Even the buttons on the arm and stuff are all snap. So other than that, I think all my other questions was MP pouches, so we'll get into that here in a minute. Oh, no, yeah, they're all MP pouches. I've got one that's the MPX, but the rest of them's all about the MPMX. Let's see. TPG, do you have the MPX? Yeah, I've got it back there. I've actually got a question about the MPX that I'm going to show. 305 is a good time because the deals don't rotate instantly. Yeah, it's like, I don't know what it is. I've never had to have an alarm clock to wake up to go to work or anything. Like, it's almost like my brain, if I tell it to get up at a certain time, it just does it. But for the last probably, I'd say at least 10 years or so, I've got up at 3 to 4 o'clock every day. Now, I don't necessarily get up, but that's when I wake up, and then I'll start looking at tools and stuff like that. And then I'd usually get ready for work a little later. What's up, Woodchuck? Clint Cole, the fix glitch. By the time I seen it, he saw the glitch was fixed. Vegans in here. Plumbing McQuays. Mac Bergson said his is ready for pickup. See, my buddy, I actually texted him at like 3:40 or whatever time it was, because he doesn't usually have his phone on, so I knew I wasn't going to wake him up. But I sent it to him, but then I'm like, he never messaged me back or anything. And I'm like, I guarantee you he didn't order one, because sometimes I send him deals all the time and he never pays attention to them. And so I was like, well, I'm just going to try to order another one in case he didn't get one. But he actually had one coming too. He hadn't went and picked it up. I didn't ask him if he went and got it, because I was curious if it was kind of like the pack out glitch. If you ordered it, did pick up the store, but then you didn't go pick it up for a while, I wonder if they cancel it. What's up, Jockez? I don't know if it's Jock or Jockez. You're going to have to help me learn. Every time I see your name, I'm like, oh, I'm going to mispronounce that. I'm going to assume it's Jockez. Wacky Waylon, we know you're correct. BBQ Man, let's see the new DeWalt tools work you got in the background. Oh, yeah, I showed that in the last live. I showed it a little bit, picking up my lateral file cabinet over there with my foot. Love the thermos. Please share where I can pick up one of those Klein thermos. Pretty much eBay. That's about it. I saw one on Facebook Marketplace. That's how I even knew it existed. But there's several of them on, well, the few times I went and checked for people, there's been several of them on eBay, just different conditions, but you can't buy it new. It's a promotional item. I've been trying not to spend money the last couple months, but I let loose last week with a couple grand, Old School said. I'm going to change this building. I just got done got done sending some drawings off to my lumber supplier. I'm going to try to change, this is 20 by 20. I'm going to try to change it to a 30 by 40 and build the building over top of this building. And then I'll have basically two wings on the side that are going to be 5 foot wide, just like hallways almost. I'm going to make a doorway to where I can just put all my ladders and stuff like that in there. But that's going to let me do scissor trusses over this roof. And then I'll have a 16 by 20 on the back side that'll be all new, or actually 16 by 30 because it'll be wider. So, and then I'm gonna try to do an overhang porch roof over the front over here. But then all that's gonna allow me to do shingle roof and all that, and get rid of the sound stuff in here too. So that's gonna be in the mix. It's gonna be a little while. I mean, as far as getting it all straightened out, I'm ready to do it now, but I gotta get some stuff lined up and get my work schedule lined out. Let's see, TPG, I love line shirts. Yeah, I just ordered another one of these. I really like it. Like I said, that's the only reason why I'm sharing it with you is because I like it so much. That don't mean you're going to like it, but I like it. True Work insulated pants for the win. Wore mine today for the first time, 35 degrees, $99 though. Yeah, the True Work stuff, nobody's ever really talked bad about it, but it's expensive. Mac said he thinks Under Armour invented the Shacket. Hey, Morgan, I'm trying to start my own handyman business. Any advice you can give me on it? If you might want to go back and watch I think I called it my first year as a self-employed or something like that. Something along those lines. But every situation is going to be different. It's really hard to give people advice. It's like, cause I don't know, depends on how much work's available in your area, what kind of work, but if you're already working, I always suggest just try to do side jobs, for a little while for people to get a client, because it takes a while to get enough customers lined up. The way mine worked out, I had plenty because I've been in this business for such a long time and made so many connections, and I've been doing it for so long before I went out on my own. It's not like I just started from the get-go. So yeah, I don't know. Every situation is a little bit different. I'd have to know more about what you've got going on in your area and stuff. So you can email me if you want to, and I'll. Shammy, happy almost Friday. Clint Cole got the stickers. Chris Whitehead, while the True Work stuff is expensive, the pants are the best work pants I've ever owned. Milo, good afternoon. Woodchuck, what size is the Shacket you're wearing? This one's an extra large, and it fits pretty good. Like, to be honest with you, it's not too small. I went ahead and ordered a large for my second one just because I'm curious, because I wouldn't mind it fitting a little bit tighter, but I also don't want it showing off my big belly and all that kind of stuff. But again, I'm also planning on losing some more weight, so even if it's a little tight, I'm still going to keep the large and plan on making it fit. Anyone ever try Strauss work pants? I haven't. Sorry, got restless, started to load my truck and missed the intro. What did Morgan steal from Lowe's with a gun? Everything. Can you please share where we can find one of the Klein thermoses on your table? Did I hit that the second time again? Yeah, it's eBay's pretty much it, Caesar. That's the only place you're going to find one. Jacques Cousteau. So Jacques. The S on the end is what keeps throwing me off. It seems like if you have an S on the end, it should sound like something else at the end, but Jacques. So I'm just going to say that's what it is, like Jacques Cousteau. Robbed them and told the employee to take the cash, and he rode the dolly of tools out the door. Jacked custodian. Well, y'all are talking it up. I'm never going to get to the MPX stuff. Big plans, Morgan. Wacky Wayne said on the garage. Yeah, I've been back and forth for a long time. I've been wanting to build myself just a new barn altogether, but I do like the fact that this is off my driveway. It works super nice for me. And then Miss Maintenance has never liked the color of it because it doesn't match the house. And then the way that the roof is, this thing was kind of like a metal pole carport type thing at one time. So all the metal ridges are running the wrong way, the way you've probably seen carports that are that way. So then the water has to fill up and run over those. Well, that leaves dirt and all that kind of stuff. So ultimately, I'm just going to knock out two things at once. I want to make this better anyways, and then it'll help with the sound for sure. I'll be able to have a shingle roof with insulation and stuff even above this one. And then also it's just going to give me the more room that I'm wanting. And now that I kind of figured out a way to do it, because the only reason why I never wanted to do it, like I really wanted my building to be where this one is, but it's like it would be such a pain for me to tear this one down and, you know, build a new one all together type thing, because then what am I going to do with all this stuff in the meantime? And then it's just going to make my work be miserable on top of building a new thing. So it just wasn't never worth it to me. You can always add more layers of clothing, but in summer you can't shed it. Went to Home Depot the other day, caught a guy stealing his tools in a baby car seat, stuffing the tools in the seat, but there's no baby in there. Luis Soto said it's 87 in Puerto Rico. Wings and Pizza tuned in late, so you got the foam spray gun for free today. Yeah, I did. I got 2 of them, actually. I gave one to my buddy, so I brought the receipt out here just to make sure to show it. But I had the picture in my short and the post I made early this morning. Like, I made that post whenever I ordered mine the first time, instead of, like, I ordered one at like 3 something in the morning, and then I ordered another one right after I got the text saying that one was available for pickup, and I ended up getting 2 of them, which I gave one to my buddy. My buddy I knew was going to want one. Let's see, Steve Woodshop's in here. I like Black Ladder too. Let's see, pants. Just charged my new 3-speed vessel. Can't wait to try it out. Michael Benusi. You'll probably love it, man. I love mine. Again, just because I like a tool doesn't mean everybody's going to like it, but I love mine. I've got 2 of them. I use them all the time. Shingles over metal. No, no, no. Now, Darren, I'm doing scissor trusses over my entire building. Like, I'm going to build a building over top of this building, and it's going to be, I'm going to do a, you know, sheathing roof and everything. It'd be basically like I'm going to have this building inside of a whole nother building type thing. Oh, or are you saying picking shingles over metal? I just don't, the sound of the metal out here for filming is a disaster. And I know I could probably do stuff to dampen it and all that stuff, but it's never going to be. And plus my house has got shingles on it. I'm right next to it, so I'm wanting to make it match. This building will end up looking a lot like my house. Just driving me the cost of the UGG in the app. It was giving me the cost of the foam cleaner off. Yeah, they changed it probably within 20 minutes of me posting that short. Like, I made a post pretty early. Now the post was up for hours before they changed it over, but the short, whenever I released it, it seemed like it was only for about 20 minutes. MEP, apparently it was a glitch. Yeah, I understand, but why shingles? Ah, I see, he said. So, questions wise on let me go ahead and move this stuff out of the way. So one of them, I'll go ahead and hit the MPX one first. The question I had on that. Let me find it. Yeah, because in case you just came in, like right there is the foam gun for free. That was this morning whenever I ordered mine. I took these screenshots to make that post with. So I got the free gift. The free gift was the foam gun. So on the Veto MPX pouch, Venus Blue Kites asked, do you think a Leatherman Wave would fit inside of it? This was on a Veto Pro MPX short, I think it was. So I told him I don't have a Leatherman Wave, but I've got the Gordon multi-tool that's supposed to be the Leatherman Wave, you know, clone type thing. So I told him I'd try that and put it on the live. So MPX is the smallest of the bunch, you know, really slim, still holds, like if you only need a few tools, good pouch. I would probably go ahead and buy the 1X if you're, you know, just so you got the versatility, because it's not crazy bigger. Again, I don't have the 1X, I've got the 1. Let me take my Spider tool holster off so it's kind of the same. And sometimes these Spider tool holsters, if you put them on these tape measure clips on these, the way it locks in underneath of it, it's very hard to get out. So the MP1 is that versus the MPX. It's quite a bit, sticks out quite. I mean, there's nothing definitely slimmer than this one right here, but it's not drastically more for this. And it's just, it's a little bit, you got more versatility in case you want to do a bigger job. Like I said in the video for the MPX, this is a pouch for someone who knows exactly what they're going to put in it and they know they're never going to use anything else. So like if you do something the same exact thing every single day, I kind of think of like a warehouse person who's got a utility knife and a pencil and a this and a that, you know, be phenomenal for that kind of stuff. So again, you got to kind of know what you're doing. So Leatherman Wave, it's pretty much going to go. I'll go ahead and just empty this. So this is the Gordon multi-tool. I made a video for that it's supposed to be a Leatherman Wave clone. Again, I have no Leatherman Wave, so I have no idea. So you could easily, if you leave the clip on there, I mean, you could slide it on the very front of it, just like that, and then still have all kinds of tools. You know, that's the old Rob Holland way of doing things right there. You're not even wasting a pocket. So then you could still have all these other tools still in here that I just took out. You know, you could do this, have a screwdriver, have another screwdriver, has some other stuff, along with a multi-tool right there in the very front of it. So that's a pretty good fit right there, I think. But hypothetically, let's say you were wanting to put it in any of the pockets. So flat like that, if you wanted to, you can stick it even down inside the front one if you want to. It kind of pushes that out, so you could do that. You can put it back here in the back for sure. That's really easy, except for, to me, it goes too deep down in there. You wouldn't want to stick your fingers in there and pull that out all the time. In fact, I don't even want to do it this very one time. It's pretty hard to get out because it's exactly the right width. It kind of wedges itself in there. So if you were going to put it in any of these other pockets, you'd probably want to carry it like extended out like that. And then if I put it in there, it fits pretty good. So you could use it in that way if that's what you want to do. You can stick it in the front one if that's what you want to do as well. You can, if you train the side pockets, you could probably make it fit down in there. I personally wouldn't do that on the pass-through ones unless you wanted to hold it like that or something, but I don't like carrying my tools with it poking up like that's. Like, I don't even like putting my Cobras and stuff in like that. So to me, best bang for your buck on it is to leave it folded up. If your Leatherman Wave has this, if it has a clip on it like that, I mean, I just slide it on and off that tape measure clip, because that kind of just, it's exactly the right length of it. You don't lose any space whatsoever. I think that's probably the best way to go. And then again, you can flip it around the other way if you want it inside, or I would think you'd need to carry it out like that, and then you can put it in that main pouch right there, along with whatever else again you want to carry. A pair of Cobras, screwdriver, another screwdriver, that kind of stuff. So again, MPX, good pouch for probably a select amount of people. I think most people are going to be more happy with the 1X if you change tools a lot. This is for someone, like I said, you know exactly what you're putting in it. You're never going to change it. It's going to be what it's going to be. That's pretty good pouch. So that was one question on the MPX. Let's see. I've been running the MP2X for about 2 months because this channel. Love it. Darren Brooks said, the more space you get, you'll use it. That's why the 3X could be a red flag. Yeah, I can see, you'll see here in a minute, like whenever I get the MPMX out, if you just load it up with tools 100%, I think it would weigh too much. Like, I think it's got an 8-pound payload. I think the MP2X says it recommended a 5-pound payload. But, I mean, you'd have to have my belt's got a little stretch to it. I don't have a problem with the way I've got them down now. They don't move at all. But if I loaded it up, I bet it would end up pulling down on me. The more room, the more weight for me. Let's see, need it bigger, but I like the meter pouch. Everybody log into Veto and loosen your wallet, some way said. My pliers catch on my shirt if I face them up like that. I just always, I get to where I grab my tools without even having to look at them once I've got used to them. I don't like having my pliers sticking up because then I end up hitting it with my hand or something like that. Anyone run a Veto MP with a Klein apron or nail apron type? I like the convenience of having straps and hardware and wire nuts, but need a better way to wear tools. So I've got a Veto apron over here. I wear mine on my Atlas vest and my both my Atlas vest, and they snap right on there because you got specific things. So the Veto vest, I don't know what the Klein vest is. I don't know if it's anything like this one. I might have adjusted this one for mismaintenance. It might not fit me. I don't know. I can't remember if I did anything whenever she wore it or not. But, and I'm probably banging my microphone all over this, so I'll go ahead and say sorry about that. Let me get that. So let me go ahead and move this up somewhere actually. Maybe if I stick it up here. We'll see how that goes. So you can, this one doesn't really have anywhere on it necessarily for you to click a pouch on. I mean, you can, I was thinking there was a tape measure thing somewhere actually. Oh, it's up here. Yeah, this one's not so much. I could probably maybe, if I wanted to, stick it in one of these. Like I said, I don't know what the Klein, so I could put it in that right there if I wanted to. If I wanted to carry a big bunch of stuff in this. I very rarely wear this in work situations. I pretty much just wear this as a shop thing or certain jobs where I'm just standing up all the time. So if your Klein thing is anything like this, it's going to be more dependent on, do you have somewhere on yours to clip it onto. Now, like I said, my Atlas vests are perfect for that stuff. Like, I absolutely love. I'll go grab. I got my. Let me go grab my Saratoga or my Stratus ones. I've got stuff all on it, but I'll go grab my 1824 one. Real fast. I got my keys. I'll grab both my vests real fast. It won't take me but a second. So y'all just talks amongst yourself. If I can get out here where I can see it's dark. Actually, it might be up in my front seat. Yeah. All right. So the 1824 vest actually is kind of made to put one on it, in my opinion. It works out very well because it just slides over. And it's got, like, I've got my Spider tool holster on one right here. So I can take that off. And then I can just take a MP pouch, which most time I just still put it on my belt. But it's got the little loop right here where you can put it right on there. And it's like right there in the right spot. Or if you really want to, you want to move it more towards the front, I sometimes just put it right there in this pocket right here. And again, that's pretty much perfect height for me. It's right there. Hangs on there pretty nice. So this vest works really good in my opinion for them. That's the whole thing about the MP pouches to me, and that's why the meter pouch was such a thing. I commented on one of Matt's comments and said, you know, the DP3, I don't have it because I got rid of it. It was weird about, you know, the belt loop thing was not worth, you almost had to use the top thing. It's the same thing as the TP3B. The belt clip was just weird versus on the meter pouch, the MPMX, it's at least got the clip in the right spot for the height and all that kind of stuff. So this is my go in somebody's house, go into a commercial space, finish work, you know, that kind of stuff. This is the thing I put on for most service calls, and I use it pretty often. Now my Stratus vest is the one I wear on job sites. And I've got my Diamondback pouch on there right now because I'm actually wearing it whenever I'm working on that apartment, and I just threw this in the side of my truck, so it's all wadded up, but let me get it straightened out. Yep. So this one has stuff on it everywhere. I can put stuff anywhere I want to on this one. Again, I'm probably banging all over that microphone. So this is the one where I made myself a, let me get you tilted down a little. This is the one where I took the Diamondback pouch and made myself a clip for it, but this one pretty much works. Let me go ahead and just take this off. I've got that wedged in there. And I'd like to put a different style clip on that, but that one still works. So I can put pouches anywhere I want to on any of these. So like I've even got my tape measure, holster, spider tool holster, but I can also take an MP pouch and slide it right on there. Take another one. And slide it right on there. So then I got two pouches with this vest. So again, that's why I love these. Like I can take holstery Joey pouches. I can take my Occidental leather pouches, whatever job it is I'm doing, I can just use this same thing for all of it. And then like once I'm done while I'm working, if I'm done with this set of tools, but I still need this one, I just take this one off. And then I'm not carrying around all that weight, and that's not my way. Or even if I just want to take a break, I can take it all off, leave this on. It doesn't weigh anything. It's pretty nice. So as far as, again, I don't know what the Klein one has. More than anything, it just depends on, does it have anything on it that is like a belt that you can put that clip on right there. That's pretty much what you got to look for. Take this one off. It's going to be another one of those days of filling up my truck back up. See, that's like even like this, that Diamondback pouch. I'll take a holstery Joey pouch and put my screws and all that stuff in it. Anything where, like, to me, if it makes it to where you can clip more stuff on and off of it, that's the way I like to go. All right, I bet it's going to take me a while. Let me see. Short commercial break. Mr. Cool backwards hat. Well, I only do that. Let me get that tilted back now. I do that like for this. Normally, I figured out the toboggans was kind of better. But it's like, because if I wear my hat normal, it's like my whole face is dark. So that's the only reason why I'm wearing it that way. I'm going to catch back up to all this here in a minute. So the other questions on that was, and I actually had this out while I was filming the video for the MPX. I had it sitting off to the side, and I forgot all about it because I was like, I know somebody's going to ask this. Whenever I was getting tools together to decide what I was going to try in it, I was like, I know somebody will ask this, so I'm going to go ahead and try it. So Matt was one of them. He asked easy questions, and one of them was, does it fit an M12 like the Surge or the DeWalt? That kind of stuff. Let's see, what else did you say? Some kind of a boat claw. I actually forgot to get that out. So, but the M12 Surge was what I was thinking. And then somebody else said, does an M12 drill or impact fit into the big pocket of it? That was BLA Chance 75. I don't know what order that goes into, but like I said, I had my little M12 drill sitting out here beside of me while I was filming because I was going to show that, because I was like, I know somebody's going to ask that. So it's a yes and no on the answer. Can you put one in it? Yes. Is it something that's going to be probably feasible and comfortable and all that kind of stuff? I don't know. I don't think you can possibly put it in like, I mean, you can stick it on there. It's not really in there though like that. I think the only real way that you could probably carry it is to run you a small battery and put it down in there like that. And it's going to just, you know, slide down in there. Let me go ahead and push this back. It's folding forward, so I don't know if y'all can see that or not. So that's the newest version of the M12, the whatever generation that is. So you could put that in there. And then, I don't know if y'all are in the picture or not though. Again, let me tip this again. So, and slide it in and out like that. I almost just dropped it, but I don't think, me personally, I'm not going to like that. I mean, you might be okay with it. I've also got that spider drill pin kind of pushing it out, but if I flip it the other way, it's probably a little better. So that's probably, I mean, if you're a person who's just standing up and going around doing a bunch of work, like this, working on doing some connections or doing whatever, and you're not doing a lot of contorting and getting up and down, it's probably not going to fall out that way. It wouldn't be that bad. If you just want something to hold it for you, you could probably do that. Me personally, I would just assume on any of them, even this one, if that's what you want to do, it's kind of how I do it, is just use the tape measure clip up on the front and do like that on pretty much all of them, every single one of them, the MPX, MP1X, whatever ones you got, and just use that. It clips in pretty good with just a belt clip on the tape measure and doesn't really want to come off. Now that does stick you out farther, so if you're working finished space and you don't want to bang into stuff, then again, you could go this route if you want to on the meter one, but it doesn't fit in this way. It goes, but not down in there. DeWalt. So this is the DeWalt 8 volt gyroscopic DCF 680, the one that Matt HMM sent me. You can easily stick that in this way, 100% no problem. Still have plenty of room for something else even if you wanted to. Let's see, this is just for giggles, crimper, big Klein crimper is even enough room to stick another something else in there. So that's another thing that you can do with this one. You don't have to just put, you know, one tool in it. If you wanted to carry, you know, 5 screwdrivers, if that's what you want to carry, it's kind of like a holstery Joey pouch. You just throw them in there loose, and then I can still get to them. So if I need to run a bunch of screwdrivers, I can put as many of them as I want to in there. So I can get 3, 4, 5. So even though the 3X has 3 slots for screwdrivers, to me, if I've got 3 different screwdrivers in there, it's just as easy to grab a screwdriver and let them move around. So in that way, I'd almost rather get this one. But the DeWalt fits in there easy, straight way. And then if you've got the kind that does that, still fits in there like that. I don't know if y'all see that. Thought I got something else out, but maybe not. Yeah, the biggest thing was TPG asked me if I thought a parts bin would fit in there. Well, this was the biggest thing that I tried in the video, and this is 3.5 inches this way, 7 inches this way, and 1 3/4 inches thick. This is part of that ET450 Klein tracer, and it basically, if you stick this in there, it pretty much exactly almost fills up that meter pouch. So to give you an idea of the size of that slot, it's pretty tight. So that would be 3.5 inches this way, 1 3/4 inches deep, and then 7 inches is how long that is. You probably have 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 inches, let's say 2 inches sticking out right there. So it's probably, the pocket's probably like 5 inches deep, 3.5 inches wide, and 1 3/4 inches this way. Because that fits in there pretty much snug. Like whenever I push it in there, it kind of locks itself in. So that's pretty much about the size of the meter pocket right there. All right, now let me get caught up real fast. Joey, you think I could use a MPX, but a lever in the meter pocket and some small channels? So level in the meter pocket, some small channels. Let's see what kind of levels I've got in here. Most of my little torpedo-ish ones are in my truck, which I can grab real fast. I don't know. I would think I had one in here, but I don't. So what size channel are you thinking? Some 10s or some, I'll go grab some levels real fast. So I'll use my Empire torpedo level because that's probably my biggest torpedo level. That way, usually, no matter what else you probably used, you'll probably be okay. And then here's some 7 1/4s. Here's some 10s. So I'm gonna move these other stuff out of the way so y'all can see that bigger pouch a little bit better. So there's the big hole. Here's torpedo level. This was the Empire digital one. Again, you can fit that in there. All sorts of room kind of hanging out. And then even if you wanted to stick another tool down in there with them, you can. But you can easily stick, those are 7 1/4s. Whether you want to put them in this one, slide them out here in the very front and let that kind of build itself out. You can even train these pockets eventually. They're too tight to start with, but if you keep shoving those down in there and pulling them in and out, within a few weeks, they'll kind of slide in and out of there. 7 1/4s will. The pass-through ones, you can definitely stick 7 1/4s down in the pass-through ones. They're a little bit wider. And again, you can definitely stick some there too. Here's the 10-inch smart grips. I wish I had a regular one because these are a little bit bigger. I think all my 10s are, actually, let me look at my, no, Raptors. Those are probably more the size of a regular 10-inch Cobra. So you can put a 10-inch in the front, very front one that's the biggest. You can put the Raptors over here in these sides. Again, you could also carry, right there's a pair of Raptors and a torpedo level down in the big hole, like if you wanted to drop a 10, but you'll have no problem sticking 7 1/4s pretty much anywhere you want to. And like I said, you can stick the 10-inch ones in a few different spots. If that's what you want to do. These are very trainable too. Like a lot of times if it's way too tight or too tight to start with, you can really make a tool kind of fit it eventually if that's what you want to do. Let me check. I thought I had one more question on this before let me see. Oh, Express-O-Matic was saying he wishes that every single external pocket on any of the MP pouches, he said he wishes that they were all passed through. And it kind of wouldn't bother me either, especially like, let me get a smaller one just to show you. Let's see. The MP2X, for example, like you've got these, you got the 2 pass-through ones that you can stick screwdrivers in and they come out the bottom. But really all these other ones, if you wanted to run more screwdrivers, it would be nice if like even some of these little small ones were passed through. I know stuff would end up falling through them, so that's probably why they don't. But then you could carry more regular screwdrivers that have that bigger shaft and stuff in them. So yeah, I also wouldn't mind some of them being that way, even if it made it stick out. But they always put the 2 on all of them. That was it wasn't really a question. I just thought that was a good point that somebody brought up. So Let's see. That was plumbing. Let's see, Darren, I've been running MPX, so I saw that. Everybody, let's see, I saw that. Waiting on the LTT ratcheting. Lots of comments on my review said get the LTT. Steve said, yeah, I was getting that a lot too. But again, I'm not a ratcheting screwdriver person, so it's very hard for me to want to, spend a lot of money on a ratcheting screwdriver. Matt says Veto gets no money from me till I know what's going on spring promo. Yeah, I was gonna do that. I was like, man, what if the MPMX is one of the free? But my guess is though, I don't know that I'll do both tiers. It really just depends on what the bottom tier is. But I would think if an MPMX was going to be a freebie, it's going to be that tier 2 or whatever it is, where the smaller purchase. And I already know I'm probably going to buy that. What is it? The infrared MC, whatever the Tech Pack MC is of the infrared, and I'm sure that's going to be a higher tier bag. So I probably wouldn't be getting the MP for free. I'll probably get something else for free anyway. So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and get it. The only downside is if the MP is the second one, then I could have bought something and got the MPM for MX for free, and then it would have made me get that other bag for really cheap. But there was the Klein apron one. Is that Veto apron size for the missus right now? LOL. I think I did shrink it up some. Let's see. I'm trying to get caught up so that I don't end up staying so far behind y'all. It looks like I'm catching up to old stuff right now. I know I found the MPX too tight and returned it. The other one looks wide enough and shorter. I could replace my vessel pouch. I don't use the 1X as often. I just leave it set up. Matter of fact, I mostly leave it here in my garage, and then I take it to certain jobs. But it's just one I'll put on here and go around my house with is what I typically use it for. DP3 is huge. Yeah, it ended up being, it was too big for me for a meter pouch. And then on top of it, again, I didn't like the belt clip where it was. And no matter where I moved it up that little loop stuff, you pretty much to me had to use that top section and put a belt through it or use the Mad Pack. And I just didn't like that. The whole thing about this one to me is it's ready to go. Like it's got this clip on here. I set it in, the height's right, and I can just, if I want to use it for fasteners, if I want to use it for wire nuts, if I want to use it for a meter, it's just a big pouch now on that one. Again, it's a little bit big. I'm not saying it's not too big for some people, but it's not as big as I thought it was going to be. Like looking at it, it's the whole depth of it. This way is the main difference. This way, not that much different than the 2X. Height wise, not much different than the 2X. It's this way that's sticking off your body. That's where you kind of notice it a little bit. And again, it's noticeable, but not like, oh man, I can't even walk around with this thing on. It's sticking out from me too far. And the only big thing about it is, to me, is this one would be easier because the 2X can get heavy. I said it in that review. You could overload this one and make it, too heavy. It's pulling your pants down type thing. But you can do that with the 2X too. It just depends on what tools you put in it. So Harbor Freight has $25 off any purchases of 100 this weekend. Not taking care of your tools, aka vest, bad Joey. Well, I've been just taking it off because it's too cold. Like whenever I get outside, I've just been taking it off and putting it. I've been taking care of it. It's just been in my passenger seat. I just take it and stick it in the floorboard. I've not been treating it bad. I haven't been putting it up where it normally goes because I didn't want to dig through my truck. It's been too cold. And I've been getting it back out every single day. So it's also I like it because normally I keep it in the back of my truck in my deck drawers, but if I put it up there in my passenger seat and the floorboard, basically my whole trip to work, the heater's blowing on it. So then the vest is a little bit warmer whenever I put it on, whenever I get out in the morning. So only 3 to 6 months for my Stratos vest. It's already been 6 months for Atlas. It's getting old. Yeah, I'm still waiting on, It was August the 3rd whenever I ordered the 1819. Like they had it on sale for a little over $100, the same as my 1824. It's just a different version. And I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and order me a second one because something might happen to this one. They might not sell them anymore, and I really, really like that. So I'm like, I'm gonna order a second one. I still haven't got it yet either. So Noster clip fell off my impact yesterday. Not sure if the screw needs Loctite. Yeah, if it's the M12 Surge, I've heard a lot of people say that. In fact, my buddy that I work with a lot has the M12 Surge, and I gave him a Noster, and he was using it, and he ended up giving it back to me because he said his was falling off. I've never had a problem with mine, but I have that boot on mine, and like those teeth on the Noster would always lock into that boot and kind of stay in place. So I think that was part of it. But I think the newer versions of the Noster, they're supposed to be adding something because they messaged me back whenever I first bought some, and they saw the video and they contacted me and said thanks. And then they messaged me like about a month later and asked if I was having any issues with my Surge because they were getting comments on it. And I said, I personally haven't. I said, I don't know what it would be. And then I realized that mine was the boot. But he told me that they had worked on something to fix it. I never did get one of them because, again, I didn't need it. So I don't know if they ship it now with something else different in it for the M12 Surge, or if they didn't or not. It'd be nice if Milwaukee come out with a new one that's got a different belt clip with a bigger screw and all that stuff. Oh, I think I'm finally getting caught. Well, either that or it just moved me down. Let's see. Yeah, it moved me down. Let me go find where I was. I hate when it does that. It moves. Sometimes it just stays where you had it, and then sometimes it scrolls on down. There we go. M12 Surge. Regular M18 fuel. I've never used a Noster on any of the M18 stuff. I didn't like the location of where it is, so I don't know. I haven't had any problem on anything other than and I didn't have any. I mean, I haven't heard anybody have any problems. Only my tape measures every now and then they loosen up, but I'm also twisting the fire out of them, so sometimes they just loosen up. But you could probably put Loctite on it, I would think, and it would help, but. Don't take it off, please, some way said. I already have whatever it was, so reuse the screw that came with the impact. I'm too locked into the pack-out system, but would consider a Veto bag during spring promo. I was going to ask the same question. I want to try to put the M12 in the MPMX. Yeah, like I said, I knew I was going to get that question. Like I even had I had that impact laying right beside of me the whole time I'm filming. But sometimes I just start filming. I think through what I'm going to do, but I don't like write down, hey, this is what you're going to do and all this kind of stuff. I just think about, well, what are things people are going to ask, and I had that sitting there the whole time, and I never did even think about. Like I got through filming and was like, I forgot about putting that in there. Adds a lot of weight to the already heavy pouch, the M12. Yeah, I personally would not run my M12 in there. I would never run mine in there. Even clipping it on the front, sometimes it's a little bit too heavy. I wouldn't even do that probably on my MP2X or the MPMX. Now the MPX or the MP1, you clip that installation or the impact on there. Especially, I use my installation driver, since you mentioned that, with that belt clip. Sometimes I'll just slide that in and out of I used to use that with my MP1 all the time and just slide it down in there, and it would never come out. You need to get the installation driver clip on that impact. See, or M12 stapler, the clip is bigger and better. But Joey, that's why Veto makes the DP3, you fool. I don't know. I don't remember what I said about it to make. Just got the TPXXL for Christmas. Now I want that new red and black bag. Looks so smooth. Yeah, the red and black stuff looks nice. Like the guest to trade this Saturday, the guy's got it's David Z has the Weehaw Tech Pack, and it's black and red, but it's a Tech Pack, but it's got the Weehaw stuff on it. Y'all probably seen it, I'm sure. But even that, I mean, just seeing that red and black on there, and then, but man, it looks crazy nice. I like it. My pin impact would fit well too. I think for me, the MPMX, what I'll end up probably doing if I'm not using a meter is just throwing extra tools just loose in there. Because again, the way they move around in that pocket, it's kind of like using a holstery joey pouch or something. If I need more tools, like if I needed bigger tools that I need to take, I mean, mostly if I don't need a meter, I'm just going to use my MP2X or something like that. But if I need to take some more and the MP2X won't carry it, I'll use it for that. I asked about a parts tube that has a rubber end that you squeeze. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what that is you're talking about. A parts tube with a rubber end that you squeeze. I'm not picturing what it was you was talking about. The only other thing I thought about checking was just for giggles, to give y'all a size idea more than anything. Like here's the starter Klein mod box. So some of you were talking about parts boxes or stuff like that. So the starter kit Klein mod box, that skinny one, that also is something that kind of fits right down inside of, I mean, I wouldn't carry this in there, but maybe if you're just going inside somewhere and you might need a socket set or whatever, I guess you could. So, but again, just to give you an idea of what will fit in the hole, that's the Klein mod box. The skinnier but longer basically fits up all the way to the top of the flap, fits all the way down the bottom, and you still have a little bit more room thickness wise, but it's about the right width. So, you know, that right there slides in and out of there too. And then I thought about, in case some of you were wanting to carry like the DeWalt cases, that pretty much fits in there just like that. So again, just to give you an idea of what would fit in there. And then the Milwaukee, like here's the drill bit set, that won't go, that's too wide. But like this one's a Milwaukee case that's got step bits and drill bits, a little bit slimmer. That one fits down in there. So if you wanted to carry tools, empty out one of these and throw you some, like make it a parts container, so that, I think Matt mentioned that in the comment, like if you wanted to run loose wire nuts, so that way you don't have to empty this out when you're not using them. You know, if you just wanted to carry something with you up into somewhere where you're working with a mix of stuff, screws and stuff, if you took like a parts case or something like this, you could put that in there too. And then that way, you know, you just got it on you, so that if you need something out of it, you'll have it with you type thing. Again, just depends on how you work and what you do for your work. But just to give you an idea of the kind of stuff you can fit in that hole. And like I said, on the 3X, it's the same size as this. It's just got 3 loops, like what the MP2X has. The MP2X has those 2 loops right there. You can kind of see it there. So you got 3. But again, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, it doesn't bother me that that's 1 and doesn't have those 3. I can still take 3 screwdrivers and put them in there and then just pull out whichever one I'm wanting to use without them going into a slot. Now the only difference with the 3 slots is I think you get 3 slots and then you probably have a little bitty kind of pocket there in the front of it, like it's part of that pouch, so it kind of separates if you put a pair of pliers or something in there. But even then, I could take 2 screwdrivers and a pair of pliers and another pair of pliers and put that all inside that big hole and just use it like that, and then the stuff's still going to slide in and out super easy. But then but at least then if you needed it for a meter, or you needed it for wire nuts, or you needed it for whatever else it is you're carrying, you know, connectors of some kind, whatever it is, you know, you at least then have it open. Because that's just like on the 2X, there's a lot of times where I've been using the 2X where I would just assume those 2 things weren't in there, and like that was just one big old open pocket. Versus that's kind of what the MPMX gives you, is the option of having one big pocket, but you can still throw the stuff in there loose if you want to. So that's why, to me, you know, the 3X wouldn't be much use for me. I'd just use that and throw stuff in there a little bit loose. Y'all mix Veto and pack out. My question is a 3-part and loaded. Yeah, I forgot to get out the boat claw, and it's back in my deck drawer inside of my electrical weird tool bag that I get out. Actually, I might have one of them. No, I've got them all in that bag. I got them in there with a bunch of stuff for that kind of work. But I still don't know what your rubber end parts tube. I don't know what. I couldn't picture what it is that you're talking about. I probably call it something different, and I don't know what it is. I was going to ask the same question about the M12. Make the same bags and pouches are bags and pouches. Boxes are boxes. Use whatever works well. They're both addictive. I still buy Veto Pro Pack over Milwaukee Structure Backpack. I like the click in the pack out organizer in the bottom of the Milwaukee stuff. Is the only thing, like I wish my Veto bag did that, because there's a lot of times where I just carry in a slim, low profile organizer, and it'd be nice to be able to snap it in your bag. Yes, I can probably mod my Veto and make that happen, but I doubt I ever will, because I don't really want to put screw holes or something in the bottom of it. But let's see. We're going to bury him in the chat. Darren Brooks, if you buy from Veto, you have no issue because they automatically enroll you. Yeah, I always recommend that you buy it from Veto. I mean, I put links to stuff still on Amazon and stuff because it's the easiest for me to make links, and then the shop button is the easiest for me to make links if it's not on Amazon. And some YouTube puts some of the shop stuff in there based upon if AI notices something in the video, they'll put it in there. But the Amazon links are the easiest for me, so I just put stuff down there so you can go click on it and look at it if you want to, or if you want to buy it from Amazon. I still buy a lot of my stuff from Amazon, even if it does sell somewhere else, just because free shipping and all that, faster shipping, all that kind of stuff. Oh no, levels ready for 0.00. I need to print some feet for it to mount my pack out stack. Yeah, I did. TPG said that's the price of 25,000 subscribers. Did hit 25,000 subscribers. It was the day after the last live, so I guess last Friday, because I thought I'd be close on the live last week, but I wasn't. So appreciate all of you who have subscribed. That's still just crazy to me, 25,000. I told somebody the other day, I said, I guess like 10, 15 years from now, I might get one of those silver plaques in the mail or something like that. Digital level, getting close, say it. I could put it over here on my workbench and show you that it's 0.00. Vito's starting to put flaps on their pouches that fold away for longer screwdrivers. I do kind of like the idea of that SPMC, how the flap comes down instead of flapping all the way around the back. I kind of like that. I think I won't know for sure until I have one and try it, but I'm kind of curious. I'm hoping that that's the free bag. Although I watched Vito's got a video for it that Coolin with Kraus did a video for them, and I was watching him and I was watching the bag, and it was kind of tippy looking in that video, and it reminded me of the TPXL, which I didn't like because it was tippy. So I don't know that I like the bag that much, but I'm wanting to try it because of one feature that's on it that I saw that I think would be neat to do some stuff with. I won't know that I don't know that you can do it until I get it and see if it's something I'll be able to work with, but I'm afraid it might end up being too skinny, the base not be big enough, because it looked like it was pretty skinny. Mark seems a long way off. Is there a way to connect the Veto pouch to the Tech MCT? Yeah, that's how I used to always even carry mine whenever I was carrying it into the house or carrying it into workspaces. So with I need to check that on this, because you can do it a couple ways. With the MPX series, you can just use this clip and just go into, your outside, that little small pouch if you want to, and click it right in there. and put it right on the front. How I always did mine before, but this might be a little bit bigger pocket thing. That's what I was going to check and see. So the MP1, this little piece right here, a lot skinnier than the MPMX. So the MP1 is, let me get a tape. The MP1's roughly about 2 3/4 inches wide. MPMX is about 3 3/8. Let's see what the 2 is. The 2 is about 3 and a little bit less, 3 1/4. So it's a little bit smaller. So you could take this, how I always carried my MP1. I don't know if I'll try the 2X. I've never really carried the 2X this way. Stick that down inside of this pocket. And then that made it fit inside of there as well. And then you could carry it like that. Let me try the 2. I never tried the 2. I never carried the 2 like this with this. But yeah, so you can do that with the 2 as well. Basically just take your back pocket thing, stick it in one of those pockets, or again, just use the clip and it kind of puts it down a little bit better. Or you can also, I think, put the clip on the tape measure on the 2, but it makes it hang down a little bit low, so you might not want to do that. Or you could also clip the tape clip on a D-ring, but multiple ways you can snap it on there. I used to carry my MP1 in that one. I think even in my Tech MCT videos, I think I even show that. Vito's gonna clean me out like last year. That was about the new little pouch with the SC45, somebody said. Yeah, that little pouch is the same one that looks like it comes in the side of the SPMC. I think it's probably pretty close to an MPX, probably, except for actually, let me pull it. I won't be able to pull it up real fast. I think it looked like to me it might be a hair smaller than the MPX. So again, that's another thing. If you look at that bag, I think that bag's going to be $159. I think that's what it showed on Vito's website, the SPMC. But it comes with the drill holster and it comes with a small pouch like this. I don't know how that small pouch, if it's got a clip like this on it or not. But if you were going to buy the MPX, look at the pouches, look at the number of pockets on that thing, because you might say, well, basically, if I'm going to spend $70 on this, if I buy that bag, I'm getting that bag for a lot less, and it comes with a pouch and all that kind of stuff. But again, I'm hoping that bag's the free bag, but the SBLD was last year, and it was $156. So hopefully it's kind of in that price range for that top tier bag. Matt said, I don't gamble or drink. Usually my money goes to tools and keeping workers happy. And then Steve's Wood Shop and Tour Review said, what about hookers? Lieutenant Colombo, fun fact, the tough build electrician pouch or any pouch with a clip will sit on the Klein Mod Box side rail attachment for the Connect System boxes and sits on there pretty good. Any recommendation for a good parts tray that stays in the bag? I have pretty much changed over 100% to the parts mats. And I keep the Railer mag strap mat in my SBLD in my truck. I don't think I brought my SBLD in here. I didn't. So that's the one I keep in my bag, but I normally will carry in those 2 Loadout ones, one of those 2 or something like that with me. You could put one of them in your bag. I think if you look for a mat, you can, they're more flexible to where you can just tuck them in bags in places. I would look for a magnetic mat if you don't need it to have like a lip on it or anything like that. Railer's even got one that lays flat and curves up on the edges, but I don't know how flexible it is to kind of tuck it wherever you want to in your tool bag. I want to take during. Atlas has already given me 40% off my order already, so I'm stuck. Any idea when those new video bags will be released? I'm hoping that they don't release them until spring promotion. And then I'm also hoping, because if they release them early, some people would just buy them and not wait for the spring promotion. Like I just did my MPMX because they just really want it. And then because like the MB5B last year was sold out a lot, like you had to join a wait list or whatever. And so if it's not available during the spring promo, you can't buy it. Like they don't even let you do like a back order thing where I'll buy this, just give me the free bag now, and then whenever you get that bag in, you can send me one. Like it has to be like you order the bag and then get the free bag type thing. So I don't want them to be sold out whenever the promo's going if they release them early. But then I also hope they get released, you know, at least to where you can buy one during the promo and it not be after the promo. But we'll see, I guess. But I have no idea. Like I don't have any kind of insider information. I buy everything that I've got that's Veto that I have. I bought it with my own money. Like they've never sent me anything. I don't know why Veto doesn't put a wire clip as an option on the DP3. Yeah, that clip that came on it was like, even if you put it at the highest point to drop it as low as you could, it was just still weird, the location of it. Like pretty much to me, you had to run a belt through that other part. I didn't like it at all. But that's like, I also, you know, even though I had been waiting for this meter pouch, I had kind of turned into my Atlas. But again, I don't wear this on jobs and stuff. There's certain things I don't wear this on because I don't want it getting nasty. I wear this for finish work only, kind of. So these pockets right here on my Atlas vest have become a meter pocket for me. So I also didn't need a DP3 anymore because most of the time I was running this. And same thing with the MPMX. If I'm wearing this and I can put my meter in one of these, I'll just use this with my smaller pouch and not carry the bigger pouch. But there's plenty of times where I'm working like in a job where I'm not wearing this because it's just a job, not someone's home or a finished office space or something like that, where I'll use that pouch. But like I said, I'm planning on using it for even other stuff like wire nuts or whatever else, not necessarily for a meter. I just like the idea that it had one big pocket on it, and for a meter particularly is what it's meant for, but that don't mean that's what you have to use it for. Mac Bergson's getting out of here. See you, buddy. I probably hadn't caught up. You probably already gone. My truck is loaded. Never know what will come up day to day. That's exactly pretty much what business I'm in. Although I kind of know because I don't really do a lot of like emergency, like you call me today and I come there. Now I do that for customers if they have an actual problem, but most of my stuff is all schedulable stuff where, you know, it's not the end of the world if I don't get there till the next day or 2 days from now or whatever. It's pretty much fit me in. So I keep a lot of my tools in my truck, but all the hardware, that kind of stuff, I keep that in my garage, or I go to the store and get it the day that I'm going out there type thing. So I don't have to have like hardware in my truck, because like if I had to have tools and hardware, I don't even know what I'd do. Why are you loading out? What way are you loading out your MP2X these days, Morgan? I have one, but find it hard to get what I want in it without overloading it. Pretty much that's in there. That I had in the MPMX video, that's what's in mine most of the time. Like probably, and every now and then, like I said, I'll take tools out of it if I know I'm not going to use them on whatever job I'm doing, or I'll swap them with something else. But as far as keeping it stocked, that's what's in there. What's in that video, that's what's hanging in my truck. And then that way, because they're tools I use a lot anyways, because there's sometimes where I just come out to my truck and I only need a pair of something, pliers or a certain screwdriver, and I'll just grab it. I'll just use that kind of like a little tool rack right there of my MP pouches full of hand tools, to where I can just grab out one of something, throw it into my vest or a smaller pouch or whatever. I'll sit there and mix and match tools around for whatever the job is. Ben Riley, what's the huge Klein screwdriver on the workbench? It's a Phillips 7. Phillips number 7. I run into it like every now and then on certain jobs. Pretty rare, but every now and then. Welkin Land isn't too bad for 80 bucks of his vest. But Ben, they're answering you, Ben, that it's a thermos. That's what it is. The SBLD was the free bag for tier 1, but the tier 2 bag itself in its own right. But it was a tier 2 bag itself in its own right. Veto considered the Mad Pack, conspired with Mad Pack to sell more Mad Packs with the DP3. Yeah, it fit it. Like it, you couldn't have, if the DP3 had been just a hair bigger, like it would not have went. Like it took me a while to get mine on there. The TP3 is like it's like they made it for that almost. Glad you're here, Steve. Nice to see you outside of comments on your videos. I think I have finally remotely caught up, but I know I missed a lot up in there because I was kind of trying to scan. I hate to just be sitting here looking at my phone reading the whole time, but what's up, apartment maintenance couple? I wish I'd have got that deal on the phone gun before they fixed it. I need to get up at 3 a.m. in the morning, I guess. Yeah, that's the way I've always been. Like I said, for at least the last 10, 15 years, I wake up at that time every single day. I kind of wish I didn't, but I do, because normally I just sit around and look for tools. I catch up on emails. I catch up on whatever else. And then before my work day starts, before I get ready to go get in the truck, I know it makes Miss Maintenance gets a little angry whenever she sees the blue light screen on, and I wake her up sometimes. Steve said, what's a good work vest besides Atlas? Matt just mentioned that he's got the Welkin Land that he said's pretty good, which he's also got some Diamondback, and so he's got a variety of them, but he said it's pretty good for the price. I think it's like $80. But man, that Atlas, if you'd have caught them on the deal that we got, like that I got them on, like this one was 99 bucks. Or actually, this one I paid $250 for this one. But like within a few months they put it on sale. I think I got the second one for $119. And I don't have it yet. I ordered it in August. But again, that's the whole part of Atlas. It's not, that's the part that bugs me more than anything is how long it takes. But for $119, like, phenomenal in my opinion. Like, again, that's still expensive, but it's going to last for a long time. I can tell you, and it's just awesome. But this one I ended up getting on sale for 99 bucks. I had been wanting one of these. These were normal price whenever they came out because I had seen it whenever it came out. Doesn't look like a whole lot of anything. I realize it just looks like it's two sides and whatever, but back whenever I bought the Stratos one, and I still have it, I probably won't ever wear it again though, because I like this one so much better. I got this one for $99, but this one is so adjustable. Like the Stratos one, or the Saratoga one, was one size, fit like a belly shirt almost. If you didn't have a belt on it, to me it looked weird. I liked it, but I just didn't like that it wasn't really adjustable in any way. This one, if you're tall, you can adjust. You can basically choose where you want all those little webbings to be. You can bring them more to the front, push them more to the back. I got this one for $99, and like I would pay that in a heartbeat for this one again. Like it's been great. Super light. It's 100% like it's open everywhere. So if you did work in a hot climate, it wouldn't be as bad. I really, really like that one. I've been wearing it on job sites every single time. Put dark mode on when we swap over and go like that into dark Morgan. Yeah, that foam gun was a crazy deal, which I thought was weird but I mean, I didn't even know that it was a glitch or anything because, like I said, I got up. It was on Lowe's deal of the day. I did think it was weird because whenever I scrolled down, it said get a foam gun for free with the purchase of foam cleaner. But the thing that you clicked on the deal of the day was the foam gun. And when you clicked on it, it didn't say anything about it. You could add that to the cart. It wouldn't do anything. But I thought, well, I'm going to go click on I'm going to search for the cleaner stuff. I searched for that, and then inside of that it said free gift if you click what your gift was, and it was the foam gun. So I did that. But even then I just thought, well, I still didn't in my mind think it was a glitch, but I was like, man, I can't believe they're giving you that gun for free with just buying a cleaner like that. But I thought, well, maybe they got a bunch of them and they just got to get rid of them or do whatever. But yeah, then they fixed it, and I thought, oh, that makes more sense, that it would have been you just got a free can of stuff with it. Elliot's at work. and then go on break around 5. Always check at that time. Lowe's has a 110 piece DeWalt bit security set, regularly $50 on sale for 25. Let's see. I don't like the Occidental leather vest. The knockoff was better. Oh, no, for the phone. I don't know how to turn on dark mode on the phone. What do you think about the new Makita Mac Trick? Looks pretty nice on video. I haven't seen it in person yet. I honestly don't even know if my Home Depot will carry it, to be honest with you. They carry very little Makita, and even of the other stuff besides Milwaukee Packout, mine doesn't carry very much of that stuff either, like the rigid box. I mean, they've got a few of each one, but they don't stock them or anything. So I don't know what the dark mode is on the phone. I don't know what y'all are talking about. You talking about like the phone that I'm filming with, or the phone, or this phone? It's very nice if you have a pickup truck, Daniel said. Yeah, it looks really nice. I like how you can click stuff in from all directions and that kind of stuff. You can even flip your deal around and all that kind of stuff, so that if you're in a situation where you just need it to snap in different so you can open it, that's all kind of neat. So be curious to see how much of their stuff the other ones start incorporating in, if they can engineer it in that such a way. Some way said most gear doesn't fit me with my 29-inch waist and slim build, always a problem. Elliot said he got that for $11 and change. Yeah, it ended up costing $11.06 is what it cost me after tax. And then I had a $5 gift card on one of them, so the second one I got for, it's still $11.06, but mine is $5, so be whatever that is, $6.06, I guess. Second dark mode on YouTube. I don't know what's dark mode on YouTube. Y'all are talking about something I don't know what it is. Now, I've got mine set up to where like it's black around everything, like all my Google stuff. That's how I got all my computer stuff is set up for dark mode, is so that the background's black everywhere. But is there something on like YouTube for the videos and stuff that does something? The phone you're holding, it gets rid of the glare at night. Oh, okay, I got y'all. For the don't wake up, miss maintenance thing. I got y'all now. I thought y'all were talking about like something I was doing now that I could do and like go into dark mode or something or other. What do you think the spring bag deals will be? If I just had to guess, and again, I'm just guessing, I have no idea, no one tells me anything, I would think that the SPMC might be the free bag for if you spend a lot of money, whatever that tier is. I think it's tier 1, I guess. And then maybe that SC45 being the free thing for the tier 2. Could be an MP pouch, but they've done that before. They hadn't done it for a long time, but they've done that before. Maybe they will do that, but that would be my guess. The DeWalt locking bit holders are great. Michael Benucci said they have a new version at my Home Depot. I thought about getting it. It's got like but the head of it, so it's a new version of the DeWalt. They don't sell like the one that I normally get at Home Depot anymore. It's basically got like a flex torque shaft. Let's see what I got. I don't think I've got any of them in here, but I probably got something that's kind of like it. And then it's got the Milwaukee type head on it though, so that kind of defeats the purpose of it for me. That's why I like the DeWalt ones, because it's so slim. So I don't know that I'll buy those DeWalt ones. They're probably stronger and last longer than the DeWalt ones that I like, but I like the DeWalt ones that I like because of the shaft and everything being, the head of it being so skinny. The new version at Home Depot, it's got like a bigger head on it, so it's not going to fit in tight spots, those kinds of things. Joey can show you those two bit holders too. Yeah, I know I don't have them. I probably don't have them in here. Let's see, I'm trying to think. Actually, I think the Weehaw, I got the Weehaw one maybe. I was thinking I had it in one of these. Yeah. So the Weehaw one's right there. So really slim. That's why I like the DeWalt one. But again, this one, like what they're saying, no magnetism hardly at all. Like in my opinion, zero. Mine didn't have anything. Like it won't pick up nothing. But it is the smallest of the bunch. Like definitely the skinniest, all those kinds of things. Versus the DeWalt ones, I surely got one of them in here. I've got 1,000 of them things. So, and the nice thing about DeWalt's too is you can get different links. So there's the DeWalt one right there. That's the one I've got the most of. I buy these like crazy. I've got bukus of these. These are the ones I use the most. But the new DeWalt one has a flex torque shaft like this, but then it's got the end on it like a Milwaukee, and I doubt I got one of them in here. I think those are all in my truck. The only downside to the DeWalt ones are occasionally that the spring and everything breaks loose from your little latch. I've had that happen on a couple of them so far. But I've used the fire out of them though, so it doesn't bother me for $8 that happens after. It's not like it happens right at the very beginning of having one. It happens over time. I don't expect something that cost me $8 to last me for 10 years. Especially whenever you're pounding it with an impact driver. The larger head also obscures your view when driving screws. Yeah, I don't think I'll buy the new DeWalt version that Home Depot's got because like I said, it's the head of it's probably not as big as the Milwaukee ones, and I wish I had one of the Milwaukee ones in here to. I mean, I know y'all know what I'm talking about, but it's kind of like a Vera one too. The Vera's got that bigger style head. I might have that just to give you an idea if this has one in it. I don't know if it does or not. No, it don't. That's Milwaukee, but that's different. Yeah, all my Milwaukee ones I keep in my truck because I use those whenever I'm doing like heavier duty work where it doesn't matter. I'm not doing anything in a tight spot. Plumbing says, is the Central Fix the best bit locking screwdriver handle? Steve said yes. I don't have that one, so I don't know. I want to know how you got your Vessel electric screwdriver set up. I know I watched your video, but I can't find it. What do you mean by set up? Like, so I've got two of them. One of them's in here. The other one's in my SBLD. Let's see, which one is this one? One of them I've got so this must be the USA version. So one of them I took a pencil eraser and kept shaving it down and sticking it in there until I got rid of the play. And that's the USA version. To get rid of that slop, which actually this has some in it. So this might have been my other one and I might have lost my little thing. Because the pencil eraser doesn't come back out. Now I can see my eraser down in there. I probably need to add some more to it. It's probably got pushed down at some point in time. Versus the other version. My SBLD is easy to get to, so I'll just grab it real fast. Oh, there's a Milwaukee one right there. So the new DeWalt one's kind of got a head on it like that. Not quite as big this way, being that fat, but it's still that fat. So this vessel one has a piece down in it that I cut off of basically if you take any shaft that you got that's like this and just cut that end off right there. Makes you a little hex piece. It's just a spacer because if I stick anything in there right now, got a lot of play. And I didn't even notice it till other people started complaining about it. And I'm like, oh yeah, that'd drive you crazy. Because it doesn't affect anything. Once you're pressing in on something and screwing it in, you know, you don't have any play. It's just whenever you notice it, it's all you can notice. So if you just take that and drop that down in there, and it won't come out unless for some reason you pull that collet while you've got it like this, then it will, because it's kind of locked in there, stuck in there. And then now if I put that in there, I don't have any play. It's just a spacer, because this is made for the Japanese bits. But I don't know if that's what you're talking about for setup wise. I normally run mine just like this right here with the DeWalt bit holder in it. And that way I can put any bit I want in it. I don't have to even change that out anymore. So this right here is normally how I run mine. Or this one, I've got the 1/4 and 5/16 in it, but I can still put a bit in this one if I want to use it the same way. And I always leave mine on the speed that is the solid color. That's like the highest torque, highest speed on this one. This one's a 3-speed. I never really ever change the speed. I just leave it on that right there. I never change it. Now, every now and then I might bump it and it changes it or whatever, but I don't. Pretty much that the highest torque, whatever it is what I leave it on all the time. You can always magnetize your bit with a little magnetizer, yeah. But sometimes all I'm carrying is a screwdriver. Like, that's it. And I don't like carrying around that other stuff. Got my DeWalt jacks ordered them from Blaine's. Got them for 80 each and 15 off. What's up, Tooling with Is? Got to ask about Vera Cyclops bit holding. Watch the video. So I actually just used that the other day. I've been keeping it in this bag, my SBLD. And I had a few times where this pulled out. I still haven't used it really for sockets, but I've been using it as a screwdriver. I just put together some furniture the other day, and I was using it, and it worked out. I mean, it was really good for you putting hex keys in and using it like especially turning it like this and using it like this as a ratchet, but then also you can use it as a screwdriver. So I do like it, but there was a few times where I pulled that out and the bit stayed in the, fastener. So I would have almost rather I thought about buying the 1/4 inch. They've got a head on it for the 1/4 inch socket for a repair kit for like 20 bucks or something like that. I thought about buying it and taking this out and just swapping it with that, and then putting a bit holder, like the Vera bit holder or something on the end. And then you could use 1/4 inch sockets or regular bits in that bit holder, because I don't normally need a 3/8 socket on this size stuff anyway. So, but I do like it. But I have had the bit come in and out a few times. But it was phenomenal for putting together furniture. Worked out pretty good. But do I actually use it? Yeah, I've been using it. I keep it in my bag just to keep trying it. I got so many tools though that I swap around quite a bit just to use something different. I'll even sometimes do it on purpose. Like I mentioned it in some video I went and did, like put up a ceiling fan or something, and I like just challenge myself, can I do it with these tools? Like just to make it interesting, because I put in so many ceiling fans in my life that you got to do something to make it where it seems like it's going to make you have to think a little bit or whatever. There's a tone adapter that's short and locking like the DeWalt. I use the Vera 1/4 inch Cyclops regular ratchet more. Yeah, I've thought about getting the 1/4 inch head just so I can use 1/4 inch sockets on it, and then also they've got a Vera 1/4 inch female on one side that you just stick on, and then it's a bit holder. But see, that's got like a ball detent and all that stuff on it to keep that adapter on there, versus that's just a magnet and it pulls out. SBLD versus SPMC, what do you think? I think the SBLD is probably going to be better. I think the SPMC is going to be tippy. My personal opinion, just by looking at it in that little video clip that I saw. But I could be totally wrong. Again, I've not seen it, so I don't know. It is kind of nice that the SPMC is coming with a small pouch and that kind of stuff like that, but that was it. So yeah. Basically, if you just take, it depends on what all tools you have. I ended up doing mine with a grinder, and I burnt the fire out of my finger because I was a goober and picked up that little piece like as soon as I got done. But if you've got like some other little tool to just shave off, but basically, if you take any 1/4 inch bit you've got and you cut it pretty much right at the base of where it tapers back to it. That's about almost the right size. You might have to shave just a little bit more off of it, but that's about the right size to stick down in there, and it gets rid of all that play. But like I said, you can, on that one in particular, the Japan version, like if it was me, I'd buy the Japan version if the price is pretty similar, because they sell both of them on Amazon US now. Like, you don't have to go to Amazon Japan to get the Japan version, but the Japan version is easier to fix than the USA version, and the USA version has play just the same as the Japan. Like, they made it to work with US bits, but it has just as much play as what the Japan did before I put anything in it. But you can't do the little piece like this in the USA version. It's set up different on the inside. Like, I could never get it to go down in there right, so I ended up having to use pencil erasers, and then I must have smashed them down some. I need to stick some more stuff in there. I would buy the Japan one. It's easier to fix, in my opinion. And it was actually cheaper. I think the Japan version is actually cheaper on Amazon US than the US version is. Steve Ott said he needed the foam gun, but of course he didn't get it. They changed it once he found out about it. Hey Joey, Matt has a good point. The tone bit holder fits into JIS collet while holding E6 insert bits. I bought some sort of adapter thinking that I was going to be able to do that. It was like I don't know what I did with that one though. I kept it, but this one. I bought this Annex 100 because I thought that it was going to work that way, but it still had that same, it just takes the same bits on this end as what it has on this end, because I could see that it had this bigger end on it. So I bought it to go into the vessel thinking I was going to be able to use it, but it still just takes the same, this size in here as well, so it didn't do me any good. So I bought that one to try. But Matt, you just have to send me a link to your tone one or whatever that is. What's your favorite Allen key? For me, it's the Vera compact one, smaller version of standard one. I mostly, to be honest with you, I very rarely use Allen keys anymore. I pretty much, matter of fact, I was using the keys out of that Vera Cyclops at the last 2 or 3 times I've done jobs. I went and changed a water filter at a gym in their water fountains, and it took the 5mm hex, and I just used the one that was in the Cyclops. But I almost always grab these out and put them in whatever screwdriver I want to use. It's pretty rare. I've got the Milwaukee here, this kind. They're pretty decent. I use these in my garage. I keep the Bondus ones in my truck. Other than that, though, I'm almost, like I said, 9 times out of 10, I just stick these. As long as I don't need some long shaft of one of these smaller sizes, I put these in any of my screwdrivers and just use it as a screwdriver. And that's about as small as you can get. I've got metric and SAE both right there in that size to fit in your tool bag versus, of course, I don't have some of these sizes, but it's very few of them I don't have, versus putting that in your bag, 2 of those. And then you can also put these in a ratchet, stuff like 1/4 inch ratchet. I honestly don't, other than the few times where I've had to stick like an 1/8 inch one or something back inside of somewhere that was deep that those bits wouldn't hit. That's pretty much about it. That's the only time I get out of Allen key. My wife bought me a Milwaukee hoodie, not made by Milwaukee, with Trump in camo holding a Milwaukee drill sitting on a pack out cooler. Tone. So it's not tone, it's tone. Fancy. I understand the making thing interesting, Joey. I just did a ceiling fan with only my Leatherman for giggles. Yeah, I do stuff like that all the time. That's because I got so many tools that I like using. So I have to kind of swap them up every now and then just to feel like I'm not making one of these screwdrivers feel lonely, like I haven't used it in a long time. But then, like I said, I'll just do it just to change it up, just to make it a little more interesting. Bits I use a lot of the double-ended Milwaukee that come in a 3-pack. Let's see. What is that bit holder? This one is the Railer bit rail. They have, this one is the straight, like these have straight ends. I've also got a ball end one somewhere. Let's see, I think I keep it in here. So they have a set that has the straight, like just a regular hex, and it's metric on one side and SAE on the other. And then they also have a set that's got the ball ends on it like that. And again, for the price, they're not expensive at all. And you can just clip this thing on your bag. I don't clip stuff on the outside of my bag a lot because it bangs around and hits. But these fit also right down inside of, the front pockets or even inside a little pouch thing, which that's all. I've used the fire out of these. Like I use them all the time. They're pretty much, like I said, just think that is a set of hex keys, metric and SAE, in that little small package. And then not only that, you're getting to use them in, your favorite screwdriver, whether it's a Vessel electric screwdriver or a, 11-in-1. You can stick it in the one end that you can stick a regular bit in. Whatever ratcheting driver you like to use. Or there's a lot of times where I'll get out like my little Icon flex head wrench, put them in that. So it's not only a very compact size of Allen keys, but you get to use them in anything that you want to use them in type thing too. Get it back out of the bag. I've got a Railer bit rail video, but they got all kind of they've got all sorts of sets. But these were the ones I actually bought, and then I made a video for them, or maybe, and then they ended up contacting me and sending me some. But yeah, these are good. I've got a video that's got a link in it, or actually they might even be I've got a link in this video to my Amazon store where I've got like almost everything that I've ever made a video for is in that, but I can put one of these in the description whenever I get back inside. Like I said, I use them all the time. Let's see. You mentioned needing a 3/8 flex head ratchet the other day. They have a Craftsman with the flex head listed on Amazon, half price, $32 or something. Just not sure if it's quality. I'm leaning towards just waiting until I can catch a deal on the Milwaukee just so it matches the rest of my stuff. But I don't want to pay what they want for it because I'm not going to use it that often. I've had a couple different ones of the gear wrench in my Amazon wish list, watching them too to see if they drop, like the 120 XP ones or something like that. But it's not something I have to have. I'm waiting around to see if I can find a good deal on it. Darren Brooks is checking it out. Good night to all. Yeah, like I said, I've got a couple. They were a long time ago because it's pretty early whenever I started the channel. But I know I've got these in a video with a link. But I think I've got them in my Amazon store too. I think it's probably under the products I use or the tools in my tool bag. One of those two folders. Just last night I copied LBT and cut down a Titan Micro Roto ratchet, but with aluminum handle. Cool, but really short now. I kind of regret it. Matt says he doesn't carry hex keys besides tiny PB Swiss because those railers are so handy. Icon flex head's great, and it's labeled on and off. Oh, Icon flex head ratchets. Yeah, I had looked at some of them too, because the little Icon thing I've got's pretty nice. And again, it's not something I'm gonna use like crazy. I just want to have them here in my garage for some time, and I'm trying to get to something and I can't get to it. I've got other ways to get to it, I'm sure, with different stuff, but there's been times where I've needed one. I've not really garage that kind of tools has not been something I've bought a ton of in the course of time. You know, I've started buying some here lately just because I've started working on my own truck and stuff more so out of convenience, because it's a big pain to drop it off somewhere and have it gone. So if I can look up somehow to how it's supposed to be fixed or whatever, I just go ahead and do it. Like if I've got some way of instruction to show me, it's not that big a deal. Usually if I can see something and how it's supposed to work, I can make it happen. I haven't been getting notifications for your live streams. I have notifications on. I don't know what's up. Yeah, I have no idea. Like there's no telling. I don't get notifications for a lot of the stuff that I know I'm supposed to. And then I get some that it's just real random, because I know certain ones of them post videos all the time, but I might get one once a blue moon, and it's just not that crazy. All I know is I gotta get all these tools back in my truck, or I'm gonna go to work tomorrow and then be like, where's that at? Oh, it's on my workbench. That's exactly what I did with my DeWalt things today. The DeWalt, these deals, I had to install I had these out in here because I was just goofing around with them, and I didn't put them in my truck because I was like, I won't need them. Well, then I had to go today and install a solid core door in the phase 2 of the recruiting office. They called and said they were ready to get the door hung so the painters could do stuff with it and stuff. So I had to go over there, and I didn't have these with me. I was like, oh man, I wish I'd have had my DeWalt things with me. I could have tried them out on that door and tried my foot on it and all that kind of stuff. And I got a little bit of footage of it or whatever. And of course, both of them are sitting, right here, because I hadn't figured out where I wanted to put them in my truck yet. But that's what'll happen if I don't put some of this stuff back in my truck. Because tomorrow, I think all I'm doing tomorrow is some exterior doors, but I won't need those because it's going to have thresholds and all that stuff. I won't be able to jack it up, so I don't need that to hold it type thing. So I shouldn't necessarily need any of my hand tools, but sure enough, somebody had called me with something. I use one of theirs, fits into the barrel. Let's see. Do you like those DeWalt door tool things? I think they're going to be phenomenal. I think that was the right way to go with what I do. Again, if you're somebody who's always going to have them at this height working on cabinets, or something else where the squeezing isn't going to matter, the Vikings might be more precise. Again, I don't know. I don't have them, so couldn't tell you. I can't imagine that they're crazy much more, because these things move at such a small increment. The only one thing that I really liked about the Vikings more than anything is the size. They're smaller than these. These are going to take up a lot of room, but then there's going to be times where you're going to wish you had a bigger one. But there's probably going to also be some times where you'll wish you had a smaller one. But I mean, you can make that thing go up a very small amount. But being able to stick my foot on here while I'm standing up and lower it and raise it, that's what's going to make these be super nice compared to the ones that I had. Because like even working on the door today, if I wanted to use them, I'm going to have to hold on to the door and then get down and try to squeeze that lever and be able to look up at my hinges and all that kind of stuff. It's just versus I'll be able to hold it down and just sit there and pump it with my foot. It's going to be way better. Can you fit the M12 impact in the new pouch? I showed that earlier. Not really, in my opinion. I mean, you can stick it in there, but not really. I would say no. Definitely can't, in my opinion, put it in like this. It's just weird. The only way you can really do it is if you want to stick it in like that. You can if you want to, but it's going to end up blocking your other tools and stuff like that. and it's going to add a lot of weight. So me, I wouldn't carry it like this, but if you wanted to in a pinch, if you just wanted to be walking around and you normally carry it in your hand, but you just need to set it somewhere and you want to use it for that, that would be maybe okay. But I wouldn't want to pack it like that all the time. Like I said, on all my MP pouches, if I want to carry my M pack, especially the M12 with that belt clip, I just take it and snap it onto the, tape measure part of it and just use it like that, which I normally put a spider drill pin. You can either put that over here on the side. So I normally put one of those on the tape measure clip, but you could even put it into, a pouch over here if you wanted to and slide it down in there. And then use it like that. But I've gotten to where I just use the spider tool holster on a different spot on my belt altogether, whether it's even my other side, and I don't even clip it on just because it adds so much weight to the pouch. So you can stick it in there. Me personally, I don't think anybody would like it that way, but you can, is the answer. My cheap construction clamps like yours just arrived yesterday. My Amazon ones still work good. Like, I like them. I wanted those because of what they do. They're different, so. But I think the cheap ones, unless you're trying to really lift something super heavy or something like that, just for normal use, they're still going to work pretty good for the price. Because my Amazon ones, I got a 2-pack of them for like, I want to say $59, maybe so $30 a piece instead of $100 a piece. But they're a tool though that I can see, like, even since that's why I bought the Amazon ones first, to try them, to see how much I'd use them before I spent more money on one. But that's back when the Vikings were $200 a piece and these weren't even a thing yet. Like, that's what I was like, I don't want to spend $400 on a set unless it's something I know I'm going to use a lot. But I started using the Amazon ones, and they're one of them tools that you start to figure out, I can use these for a whole lot of stuff that I didn't even think about. So it's something that you'll use a lot more than what you think, I think. Do they have a boot for the M12 driver yet? I know the old version has one. The M12, which driver is that? The M12 Surge boot that I've got on my Surge, they don't make that one anymore. They've got one for the newer versions, like this one here they do. Yeah, they've got a boot for this because it's got an open front on it for those 3 lights. So it's got the front of it's open. And then they do have a boot for the new M12 Stubby too. They're still not stocking it at Home Depot yet, but there's a few places. I think Northern Tool has it for the M12 Stubby, the new version that you can get, if that's which one you're talking about. I'll probably end up getting one for it once Home Depot's got it. I'm not going to mess with ordering it from somebody. I don't need it today or anything. You're welcome, D&W. Do you still use your Joey pouches? Yeah, got one right there on my Diamondback. I've always used my Joey pouches pretty much for materials like fasteners and stuff like that. I don't never put tools in mine, but that's because I've got the Veto pouches. I know a lot of people do, but I carry mine as like this kind of pouch all the time. So whatever I'm working on, whether it's drywall screws, framing screws, wire nuts, that kind of stuff, that's what I put in here. They're really nice. Like, they're probably my favorite, like, open pouch thing that I've ever used. I've got a couple of the bigger Joeys. I've got a couple of the small ones, pro versions. I've got probably like 6 of them. I leave one set up with framing screws in it all the time, and then I leave one set up with drywall screws in it all the time, and then the other ones are flexible depending upon what jobs I've got going on. And then that way, if a certain job uses a certain thing and I'm not done with it that day, I just leave them in there and just zip it up and then get it right back out the next day. What's up, Americo Marine? some way. He said he likes the function, the compact size. Yeah, I would prefer the DeWalt ones were smaller. Like I said, there's probably some situations where it'd be good that they're the bigger version, especially for like a lot of people. If you were going to use them in heavier framing and stuff like that, you'd actually probably want those. But for what I do, the smaller size would be better just for fitting them in my truck and all that stuff too. That's why I would like those. My wife puts screws in a joey pouch when she's making something. TPG said, I seen the M18 rocket lights on sale for $179. The M12 is $199. I got rid of my M12 one. Somebody was looking for one, and I got to where I didn't hardly use it that much because I got so many other lights. And I've got that Power Smith Voyager thing. That's my M18. Takes M18 batteries. I used it, but I'm always just mostly using my, all these other lights over here. The, those two. Or my small lights or a headlamp or whatever. It's pretty rare I get out a really big light. But yeah, I've used the M8. I would buy the M18 one if it was the same price as the M12, unless I was only in M12. My buddy's got the M18, and it's quite a bit brighter, and I think the batteries last longer, in my personal opinion, just by us side by side using them type thing. I use the Noster, but there are times it's too wide to get into tight spaces. Yeah, I'm always either using the Noster or those spider drill pins. I use the Noster on my tape measures, all like any tape measure I'm using all the time. That's what I put the Noster on. I got mine sitting around here somewhere. Yeah, so like this one's the one I've been using all the time. It's a tough built one. It's starting to get a little raggy on the in and out, but I always put the Noster on the back of my tape measures. I love that. Like it does seem like that would be bulky, but it really is never in my way, like ever. And it never comes out of my, like I clip it on my vest, it is not coming off. I clip it in my pants pocket, it's not coming off. I love the Noster on tape measures way better than I even like it on tools. But I still, on certain jobs, like I'll swap over. I use the spider drill pin the most, but like if I'm doing a lot of work where I need to just stick it wherever I can because I'm in weird positions all the time, the Noster works better for that because you don't have to have that holster. You can just clip it. Like if I'm contorted in such a way where I need to clip it on my vest up here or I need to clip it in my back pocket and I just need more options, the Noster works better for that. Where can I get the surge? Fuel surge. The fuel surge that you have, the surge, if you've got the surge, you can't get the Milwaukee boot for it anymore because it actually is the one that fits the impact driver of that generation, and they quit making that impact driver because they got the newer version now, so they quit making those boots. But you can get some aftermarket ones, like you can get them on Amazon. There's a certain part number. If you go back, a lot of people were asking me in the video where my M12 Surge, where I warranted it, and they were asking, tons of the comments were, what's that boot on your Surge and what part number is it? And I looked up the part number a bunch of times and put it in those comments. If you go back to that video and look for the comments, you'll find the part number. You need to search on eBay or Amazon, and there won't be one that's got the Milwaukee on the side of it, but there'll be some that will fit it if that's what you want. You can also plug in the M18 rocket light. Yeah, I think the M12 one would let you plug it in too. I'm pretty sure it would. But yeah, that's the thing about Milwaukee lights I like. I like that they do let you plug stuff in and also, use your battery if you want to. That Power Smith light, I bought the M18 adapter to work with it, but then later on I did go and buy the corded thing where you just slide it in and use a cord. So I can use M18 batteries in that, or I can also plug it in now too. It's been a pretty decent light. It does run through the M18 batteries pretty fast, but it's pretty good. It's been a long time ago since I bought that. I've got a video for it. It's Power Smith something or other. I saw it on somebody else had a video, and I saw it at a tool show on their video, and I looked it up because you can buy different adapters to work for it. It works with DeWalt batteries, Milwaukee batteries, whatever battery platform you're in. You basically buy it with an adapter to work with that. Do you use a 3-plane laser ever? All the time. Like probably on a daily basis, if not a daily, every other day. I've got multiple of them. Wouldn't live without one now. If something happened to the only one I had, I'd go buy one at the store that very day. Like, wouldn't be able to wait. You know, that type of thing. Use them all the time. Probably one of the most useful tools that's been out in the last, however many years, whenever they started bringing them out. And then on top of that, get you a green one is even night and day difference of a red one for me. Like a green 3-plane laser is probably the best tool to make yourself become better quality as far as if you're doing any kind of work, night and day difference of the quality of your work if you able to get one of those. And they've came down in price a lot. Like back when I bought my first one, I got a Bosch red 3-plane one a long time ago. It was the first one that I bought. I want to say I paid like $800 for that thing. And then they came out with the green one, and I really wanted the green one. So I sold my red one, bought the green one, but I think I still paid like $700 for the green one whenever I got it. But now you can get them, even the Bosch ones and stuff. I mean, you're talking $400 or something like that, which is still expensive, but it's drastically cheaper than what they were when I bought my first ones. But the ones on Amazon, I use that little Sigmund one. It's like right around $100 something. I use it more than I use any of mine that I got just because I love the size of it, and it's just as accurate. Thoughts on the Klein insulation resistance tester as a cheaper option to the Fluke? I haven't used either one of them, so I don't know. I don't know what the part number is on it that you got if you throw me a part number, but I haven't used it, whatever it is. Seems like all the tape measures are the same size, 25, 16. The only small ones I can find are the metal Stanleys. I saw somebody in the Guess the Trade the other day had like an 8-foot Lufkin or something like that. It might have been 6 and it was just looking weird, but it looked like it was an 8, but I've never seen an 8-footer. Now DeWalt's got this little 9-footer right here. I've got a couple of those, but I mean, they're okay just to have on your tool bag just to check something. I wouldn't want to, go around measuring like crazy with one of these. It's pretty small and cheap. You're going to use that in a job basis. It ain't going to last any time, but just if you're, you go in to look at something and you got a damaged trim board or something or other that you're on the job and you want to just measure something real fast and say, oh, I need to go buy a, 6-foot board. That's what this works for me. That's why I like having it on my tool bags and stuff, like just a small one. But I've gotten to where I carry a 16 with an holster. Like if I get out of my truck, I just put this in my back pocket, on my front pocket. And then now that I used to always hate carrying a tape measure because it was the one thing that would pop out of my pockets all the time and fall. But ever since I've used that, that's been the way I've been going. Don't start him on lasers and laser levels. Yep. Digital levels and laser levels. If you want to see your quality increase and make yourself dumber at the same time, those are the tools that you need to buy. Man, I really love your channel. You helped me purchase a few tools lately. The way you describe tools and explain stuff is perfect. Appreciate that. Mr. Word. I'm going to say Mr. Word because I don't know if it's Errol. I use the Lufkin 8-foot tape daily. D-Toes said. See, did you get it at Lowe's? Because my Lowe's doesn't have it. I looked the other day because I saw it in that Guess the Trade and I thought, an 8-foot one, that might be not that bad a deal. I'm going to see what size it actually is. My Lowe's doesn't carry it. I use my 4-plane the most for flooring jobs. I see you got the drill holder on the wall. Yeah, and then I got to thinking, I was measuring it. I was sitting there pondering what I want to put in the space. I'm never as good as the weather people. It makes you understand how good the weather people are, that you start pointing at stuff and they're like, it's over here raining and stuff, and they're pointing at the right stuff. It's like, I never am doing that. But I got that little space right here between those, and it's almost just perfect for, oh, got it blocked off. Another one of these things from Milwaukee, like that's the screwdriver holder, but they've got like a plier holder. They've got a thing with clips for like tape measures or tools or whatever. maybe one with magnets, but the thing with magnets to me seems like it's pretty chintzy. Like it didn't look like it would hold very much. So I thought about getting another one of those. I thought actually almost about buying the screwdriver one, putting it between there, but then drilling bigger holes in the top of it so that it could take, because you can put pliers and stuff in it. Like I've got some there, like there's a few slots where you can do it, but I thought about getting a set, and then that way I can put some pliers or something in it, but just to block off that plug a little bit. But I don't know. Starting to get a little bit crowded maybe, I don't know. What kind of shirt is that? I talked about it at the very beginning of this, but I put a link in the description too. It's in there because I love it. Like it's really good. I was looking at some of the True Work stuff, which Ray's Apartments Maintenance just had a video on his pants. I've been looking at that stuff for such a long time. I just can't make myself spend the price. I hate spending money on clothes like that because in the work we do, it's like you just tear them up and they get stains or whatever. I mean, most of the time I go to Goodwill and buy my pants. I don't buy any that's bad shape, but it's like then I don't care if, oh, I got to crawl in this crawl space, it's a mess and it's just going to ruin these pants or whatever. It's like, well, whatever. So I very rarely want to spend a lot of money on clothes like that. But I had been wanting some of their shirts, like the long sleeve shirts. They're like $80 a piece. Well, this one is $22 for, like, depends on what size you get, like less than $25. And this one is insulated, like some. It's got like some, it's not very thick. I would say it's like a lightweight hoodie. It's actually called a Shacket, like a shirt jacket. But it's also the material of like like the Milwaukee heated jacket, that kind of stuff on the outside. Maybe not as thick, but it's still that kind of stuff. Really feels good. Like I've been wearing it. I just ordered me another one today. But they also have them that aren't insulated. I bought some of those too, and I think that's probably more like the True Work cloud shirts, and they're only $19. So I ordered one of those. I like it too, but it's thinner, so I've been wearing this one because it's so cold. And for the price, it's like I said, that's why I got it. I really like it. And the main thing I like about this one, the regular shirt doesn't do this. Like these are snap buttons. So I work inside a lot. You go into somebody's house, it's this cold outside. You got to dress for that, but then you go in someone's house and they're running their heat on 78, and you go in there and you just start like, oh, it's miserable in here. So now I can wear a t-shirt and then just pop this off instead of trying to pull a hoodie over my head, or normally I just wear a hoodie that zips or something like that. But it's just a lot easier to take on and off. So it's like a jacket, but it looks like a shirt. And you got, pockets for pencils and, that kind of stuff. I really like it. Like I said, I put a link in the description because I brought it up at the beginning. I just dropped my Allen keys. I think it's called Spider. I think it's SPYDER, not SPIDER. Yeah, I'm about to get off here too, Matt. Let's see. Hook. I like those True Work pants Ray got. Yeah, I've been wanting to get a pair for a while and try them. I might get a pair this summer and try them, but I like that kind of pant. I've got a couple of pairs of pants I got at Lowe's. I think they're like Rugged Country or something like that. That's similar material to the True Work, and I do like the flex in them, like what he said in his video. I do like that a lot better as far as them wearing something that's like jeans and stuff like that. I wear Wrangler pants that are like the True Work for $25. Yeah, I think mine are called like, I got them at Lowe's. I went in there one day and they had them on clearance. My Lowe's sells clothes too. They got different clothes and stuff in there. And I bought a couple pairs of them and I really like them. The only thing I don't like about them, I think Ray might have said it in his video that I watched, that the legs are, I don't think he was complaining about it, but it's more of I like a boot cut on I like for my pants to go over my shoes. Like, I don't like them to be like my tongue of my shoes sticking up and all that kind of stuff, which I wear slip-on shoes most of the time now. But that's the one thing I don't like about the ones I got from Lowe's. They're kind of tight in the legs. But I think the True Works are probably the same way. It's just that style of pants. They don't really sell them. It's baggy-ish. I was going to try a pair after Ray fashioned them for us. They need to bring back parachute pants, LOL. Yeah, we can do the MC Hammer dance. But I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Been on here for a little while. T1 and XP are the only pants I like these days. Yeah, those are true work, I think. I know the T1 true work. Is XP true work too? But yeah, I'm going to get off here, go inside. Well, actually, I'm going to get off here and load my truck back up real fast, and then I'm going to go inside. But hope y'all had a interesting time. Again, if you got other questions about these things, just post them. Like I try to screenshot questions throughout the week if it's something that I can explain better in person. That's kind of what I use these for, because sometimes it's very hard with words to answer a question like, well, does the M12 driver fit in there? It's like, well, yes, and in my opinion, no. So it's easier for me to I feel better just showing you so that you can see it all and, figure that out for yourself type thing. But I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Again, glad y'all were able to be here. Look forward to seeing you on the next one. 60 in Austin, some way said. Must be nice. We're supposed to get really cold next week here. I don't remember what they said, but there's my big finger. How y'all like that?